Maybe Steve.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Fort Wayne Community School Board of Trustees meeting. We start tonight's meeting with the same way we do every meeting, which is please rise and we'll pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next we'll take roll call of members. Steve.
Good evening, Steve Corona from the 5th District.
Good evening, Maria Norman, Member at Large.
Julie Hollingsworth, District 1.
Antoinette Ping, District 4.
Jennifer Mathias, District 2.
Good evening, Willie Burton, District 3.
And I'm Noah Smith, Member at Large, and to my left is Dr. Daniel, Superintendent, and our Clerk of the Court today is Jacqueline Smith, right? No relation. We're going to start tonight with our awards and recognition. One of our favorite moments of every year is to celebrate iRead results, and I will start with that. It is recommended the board recognize increased performance in the iRead state assessment for the 25-26 school year across our elementary schools. Collectively, our elementary schools earned an 85.3 passing rate on iRead for the 25-26 school year. This represents a 2.3% increase from last year and a 20% increase since we began our intentional focus on the science of reading. Fort Wayne Community Schools remains committed to reaching our goal of 95% passing rate by 2027. Dr. Joe Brown, Chief Academic Officer, Shannon Quigley, Director of Elementary Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, will now share a brief presentation highlighting the outstanding work happening across our schools. Following the presentation, we recognize schools that achieved a 95% or higher passing rate. Dr. Brown and Shannon.
Awesome. Well, I get a fun job tonight. So we're going to give you guys a high-level iRead overview, talk about some of our specific student group growth as well. Shannon's going to talk a little bit about our journey and where we're going next, and then we're going to highlight some of the amazing educators in the room tonight. So first up, just want to say thank you. We started on this journey just about 5 years ago. So thank you and congratulations is needed for all of these different groups. So starting with our students, they achieved more than what some people thought were possible 5 years ago. So we're super proud of them. Our staff, it truly takes a village to see this type of growth over the past 5 years. So from our principals to teachers, instructional coaches, instructional assistants, every staff member taps into this. So proud of everyone there. Our families, we've asked them to do more than previously. So Shannon will talk a little bit about how our community partners are connecting with our literacy initiative, but our families have been there as well. And then community, we'll talk a little bit about Study Connection and those partnerships that are doing their part of the student achievement growth. So first up, you'll see our third grade iRead proficiency. So starting back in 2021, 5 years ago, we were at I need different glasses, 65.1. I have these numbers memorized, I'm sure. But the number that I have memorized now is the plus 20.2%. So we hit 85.3% this past summer, so very, very proud. This next slide captures our second grade iRead proficiency, and you'll see there, starting in 23-24, the big jump for 24-25, that's when the state allowed us to start summer testing for our second graders, so we saw a huge jump there. But then in 25-26, that percent passing, 58% of our second graders passed this third grade assessment going into their third grade year. So that also deserves a huge round of applause. Something we're all very proud of, we have significantly narrowed the student achievement gap between our ethnicity groups, as you'll see on this screen. We're still working to completely eliminate those gaps, but you'll see tremendous growth in all of those ethnicity areas. All right, next up, student group data. So this breaks down our multilingual learners and also special education. Special education, they did not start sorting this correctly until 23-24, but you'll see significant growth both with our students that are receiving either an IEP or an ILP, an individualized learning plan. So very proud of all of those teachers, educators, and students as well. This is something we've shared with you guys previously. So this shows how Fort Wayne Community Schools compares to similar districts, similar poverty, and then also we selected school districts that are 10,000 or more students. So you'll see our growth there, 20.2%, definitely one of the highest in the state, across the state. Very proud of that, but especially when we're looking at those comparable school districts. So Shannon is going to talk briefly about where we've been, but then also what we're doing next, before we recognized all these amazing educators in the room. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Dr. Brown and the school board. We want to take a second to, while we value the scores as an important reflection of the work that's happening in our schools, we know that developing readers is part of our central mission with our Portrait of a Graduate and Portrait of Explorer. So we're really looking at this data to give us an opportunity to examine not only where our students are performing well, but also how effectively our literacy system is growing readers who can learn, think, and engage with the world around them as they move through our schools. Okay. The progress we see in our results is the result of intentional work. Over the last few years, we've really spent time developing the capacity of our schools and educators with professional learning grounded in the science of reading. This includes participation with several of our schools with the Indiana Literacy Cadre. We've really worked to strengthen our Tier 1 instruction by the introducing of high-quality instructional materials, which include UFly, which is our foundational reading and phonics program, Core Knowledge Language Arts, which is our reading comprehension program, and Lexia as a Tier 2 support for our students as well. At the same time, we know that that strong core is only one part of our system, so we've continued to work to strengthen our multi-tiered system of support so that students who need that extra layer of support receive it. We've done this by using intentional use of funding to protect class size and adding additional interventions and instructional assistance to help support classroom instruction. So as we look ahead, our next steps aren't about shifting, it's about focusing on deepening the learning that we already have underway. We're going to continue to prioritize early literacy and building strong foundational skills for our students, while placing an intentional focus on comprehension and knowledge building and through the rigor that students will experience on iLearn. We also are looking to continue strengthening coherence across our core curriculum with our interventions, our multilingual learner supports, and our special education supports, so that students have a connected system of instruction throughout their day. Finally, we want to continue to expand our community partnerships, such as Study Connection, because we know that literacy happens outside of our classroom and with the support of our community as well. Okay, so we wanted just to take that moment to kind of share the highlights of what has gotten us this far, but really the purpose of us being here today is to celebrate the educators' hard work that are sitting in this room with us. We want to turn it back over to the board to give that recognition.
Thank you, Shannon. We shall start, or Joe, do you want to read this off? Do you have it, a copy?
Oh, I don't have it with me.
Okay.
You can.
All right. We'll start with Kroner Elementary. They earned a 100% passing rate on third grade iRead state assessment. This is the third consecutive year that Kroner has achieved this remarkable accomplishment. Rachel Murs, former principal of Kroner, and Rochelle Miller, current principal of Kroner, along with staff members, please come forward so we may congratulate you. Are you going down?
Shannon, you and Shannon. I'm good, but this is ours.
Don't forget to stick around, your parents might want to take some pictures.
Congratulations to Kroner. Next, we have Washington Elementary, earned a 100% passing rate on the third grade iRead state assessment. Washington showed significant growth with an increase of 30% passing from the previous year. Washington is the first non-magnet school to achieve 100% passing. Danina Neff, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Deneen, yes. Principal of Washington, along with staff members, here you are. Congratulations, Washington Elementary.
Two rows.
Wait, if you do that, you can't come for snacks. Never mind, do that. I'll come to snacks tomorrow. I was invited to snack 30.
On video, Scott. Congratulations. Next, we have Frankie Park Elementary. They earned a 96.2 passing rate on third grade iRead state assessment. D.D. Larkey, principal, and staff members from Frankie Park, please come forward. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome, Clark. Next, we have Harris Elementary. They earned a 95.6 passing rate on the third grade I-read. Please come forward, Carrie Kennedy and staff members, so we can congratulate you. Way to go, Harris. And last but not least for this evening, we have St. Joe Elementary, which earned a 98.3 passing percent rate on the third grade I-read. Susan Teeman, principal of St. Joe, and staff members, please come forward. I want to acknowledge I had a great first day visit with the St. Joe team of school. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Did you work on literacy?
Oh, I did the last time I was there. Congratulations. Joe, if you don't mind, can we go back on the slides to the breakdown of the ethnicity growth and talk about how you've been able to achieve that and what you're hoping to do for it in the future? Because I know this has been a topic of conversation in the past. Right there.
Yeah, so I think this really just speaks to the guaranteed and structured curriculum that we've moved into all of our schools. So like Sheena talked about, the coherence, so really focused on thinking about that 6-hour student day, and cognitive overload is something that we talk about now with the science of reading. So ensuring that especially kiddos that are getting polled 2 or 3 times during the course of the day, that curriculum is aligned, as opposed to in the past, a lot of schools have really just pulled and did the best that they could, but now we're looking at maximizing every single instructional minute.
I think there was another slide that talked about study connections and other opportunities. Do we have new opportunities for people to come into our schools or community members to help out?
Yeah, I will speak to just our doors are always open and we're looking for any type of community partner. So Study Connection is definitely available. We have other groups that are coming in as well, whether it's churches outside of Study Connection or community partners. So all they need to do is contact us and we will find a school and put them to work. I'll have Shannon briefly talk about how we're structuring that. And it looks a little bit different than what it has looked like in the past.
Great.
Yeah, and I know I just met with Study Connection, Helen from Study Connection. They're expanding locations and increasing that with more volunteers coming into the school, so that program itself will be growing. But really the focus is always on building student fluency and comprehension, so providing consistent resources so that there's that connection between the classroom, just like Dr. Brown was saying. Even though it's just an hour a week, we wanted to make sure that when kids walk in, they get that maximum support that they can. So really making sure that the fluency, comprehension, and phonics skills are aligned to the work happening in their classrooms as well.
So if I was a smaller company or something and we wanted to have some outreach to our local school around us, we could contact the school, or who would we contact if we wanted to come and have some
Yeah,
reading
you can
support?
call central office, you can call the school themselves, and we can get connected with the schools as well. But if any place that you call will get you heading in the right direction.
Okay.
And we have schools that have just small amounts of community members, 5 or 6 people coming in and tutoring at lunch, to places that have 20 to 25. So no amount is too small.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions for Dr. Brown or Shannon before we let them go? Congratulations to you guys leading this. It was a village effort, I know you'll say, Joe and team, but and congratulations to all you principals, teachers, as Joe said, parents. Thanks for pitching in. We could keep fighting that good fight, and we'll continue to do better. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Steve, could you do the National School Public Relations
Sure
Association
can.
Awards?
It is recommended the board recognize members of the district's Communication and Marketing Department for awards earned from the National School Public Relations Association. Each year, INSPRA recognizes outstanding work in public school relations through several awards programs. FWCS earned the 2026 Golden Achievement Award for the rebranding of Arlington STEM Elementary School. INSPRA's Golden Achievement Award recognizes outstanding strategic work in all aspects of school public relations, communication, marketing, and engagement. The communication and marketing team also received 5 publications and digital media excellence awards. Entries are judged on the overall excellence of the work and its quality compared to other entries in the category. This year, FWCS Communication and Marketing Department received 1 Award of Excellence website. That's for the district website. Award of Excellence for a second website, and that is for our Career Academy. Number 3, an Award of Excellence for an annual report, Schools of Success. And number 4, Award of Merit for a video literacy at FWCS. And finally, honorable mention for a video FWCS Back to School Block Party. So, I don't know if they're wearing uniforms or jerseys or just everyday come to work clothing, but as I call your name, would you please come forward so we can congratulate you. Avery Johnson, Web Content Specialist. Emily Jones, a Brand Specialist. They are not wearing uniforms, Mr. Chair. Derek Leininger from Arlington, the principal there. Scott Murray, Communication Manager, part-time photographer. Austin Russell, Visual Content Specialist. And finally, the boss, Krista Stockman, Director of Communication. Let's congratulate them.
Thank you.
We are all wearing blue. That was just a coincidence.
Even there.
All right, got it.
Congratulations, guys. Good job. Next, Maria, back to school.
It's recommended that we have watched this video. Sorry, I forgot my computer at home, so my bad. Oh, thank you. On Wednesday, August 12th, we welcome students back to school for the 26-27 school year. This video highlights opening week.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a great video. You know, little things like the gentleman helping the student open the locker, right? It's all about teaching them something. And I'm sure there are many sixth graders and freshmen that maybe struggled with that. I remember I did when I first went to middle school and high school, so. Yes. It's a great day. I love the communication team. I don't know if you saw this trend happening and jumped on it, but having the families post schools or pictures of kids in school and all that kind of first days, I thought that was a great tag along, so really neat to see. So I'm sure we'll talk about our first day visits in our comments. Next, we'll consider the consent agenda, which includes the approval of minutes, vouchers and payroll, personnel report, and any other required disclosures. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jennifer. Anything on the personnel or anything at this time? Nope. All those in favor? Any questions, real quick? Any questions on the consent agenda from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Dr. Daniel, anything?
No.
All right, thank you. Julie, could you read about the ESA reports?
Yes. It is recommended that the board accept the extracurricular account reports for the second semester of the 25-26 school year. Indiana Code 20-41-1-8 requires an accurate account of all money received and expended by extracurricular accounts. All extracurricular semester reports are audited by the business office and are available for inspection for 10 years. Kim Savodi, internal auditor, is available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Julie. I'll entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Tony. Questions for Kim? And I think it was our 83-page report, all the extracurriculars. I know it's a lot of work, and I don't read it line by line, Kim, I acknowledge that, but I do read through it, and it's neat to see the support we experience throughout the community to the different schools and our other programming. So that's a neat thing to see as part of that report. Any questions for Kim? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you, Tony. Can you do the ProCare therapy?
Yes. It is recommended that the board approve the contract from ProCare Therapy in the amount of $197,800. The ProCare Therapy Group will provide one blind low vision teacher and one non-public speech language pathologist for the 2026-2027 school year. This contract will be paid from the Education Fund and the Special Education Grant. Jen Brang, Director of Special Education, will be available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Tony. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Tony. Questions for Jen?
Where are these folks stationed? How do they get to be connected with a student?
So our blind low vision teacher is actually stationed in Kansas, and she does virtual. So she services our students who have a secondary eligibility of blind low vision. So they have a teacher of record within the building, and then she gives them accommodations and supports they can use with the student to support their vision loss. Our speech language pathologist, she's attending our non-public schools. So we have 5 speech language pathologists that assist our 41 non-public schools.
We've used ProCare before,
Yes.
satisfied with their work.
Yes, we had actually the same blind low vision teacher last year, and we weren't able to secure a teacher still, and she did an excellent job for us.
Thank you.
Is there a relationship with any local agencies like the league?
We do have a relationship with the league, but they don't provide teachers for us. If we need a sign language interpreter on a last minute sort of event, so we have our sign language interpreters are already called out to buildings, as well as our substitute sign language interpreters, then we use them for that.
Any other questions for Jen? Thank you, Jen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Jennifer, can you do RoboKind grant?
It is recommended that the board approve the acceptance of the IOE Robots for Autism RoboKind grant for the 26-27 school year in the amount of $37,960. This grant will provide robotic technology, digital avatars, and renewed subscriptions, which will be used to teach social emotional learning in our autism classrooms at Shambaugh and our K through 2 behavioral support classrooms at Bloomingdale, Cass, Nebraska, Haley, Lincoln, Price, St. Joe Central, and Studi. Jen Burning is here to answer our questions.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Julie. Questions for Jen on the Robo grant? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Roy, could you do the stadium light replacement at Wayne?
Yeah. It is recommended that the board approve a contract with Musco Sports Lighting LLC for the purchase and installation of a new LED stadium lighting at Wayne High School in the amount of $255,429. Related, the project was designed and produced through Sourcewell National Purchasing Cooperative. Indiana law allows the purchase made through competitively bid contracts for improved cooperative purchasing entities. This purchase will be funded through the 2024 General Obligation Bond and the 2027 Operations Fund. Heather Krebs, Facility Director, is available to answer questions.
Thank you, Roy. Do we have, I'll entertain a motion. Thank you, Tony.
Second?
Thank you, Jennifer. Questions for Heather on the Wayne lighting?
So Heather, that was one thing I noticed at the Snyder Stadium when we, toured that, the lighting.
Yes,
So is this at Wayne the same thing as that?
it'll be very similar. Wayne is the final stadium that does not have LED lighting for the main stadium lighting, so this will bring them up to the same level as the other 4 high schools.
Great. You answered my other question, too.
Provided this is approved, how soon will that happen?
We anticipate being able to install these lights in December prior to the end of the year. I will send out the purchase order first thing tomorrow, and we'll get them coming.
Great, thank you.
So ready for next track season?
Absolutely.
Any other questions for Heather? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you. Steve, can you read the renewal of insurance policy,
Sure.
please?
It's recommended the board approve the award of insurance coverage for boiler and equipment breakdown, property, general liability, inland marine, business, automobile, crime, cyber, and privacy liability, educators' legal liability, and excess liability through USI Insurance Services to 3 underwriting carriers for a premium of $1,485,640. And as you noted in that description, the yacht that we provide the president is still under insurance coverage. Travelers will underwrite the cyber and privacy liability policy. American Family Home Insurance Company will be our insurance company for all other policies, and Wright Specialty Insurance will remain the underwriter. Total premiums increased by $85,805, or about 6% with this renewal, which is effective September 1 of this year. Michelle Kamick, Director of Fiscal Affairs, and CJ Mills, USI Insurance Services, will be available to answer questions.
Let it be known that I do not own, operate, or have access to any kind of yachts. Thank you, Steve. I once held an insurance license that's crazy what inland marine covers. It's really not to do with boats. So anyway, I'll take a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you both. Questions from Michelle and her best friend CJ here.
Is this increase pretty common with the marketplace today?
It's actually a little bit lower. You guys benchmark really, really well. I wish Heather was here. A big part of your spend is property, so there's a lot there. The facilities team has done a wonderful job of measuring, building improvements. I mean, it's planned out. Underwriters don't get to see that very often. They just have to assume the worst. And so that's really allowed us to leverage property rates much lower. And then the market is curved down a little bit on the property side, and so we get a bit bigger benefit from that because of our larger TIV, total insured value.
So this is a good number for us.
Yes.
In some of our literature, it was noted that the new Snyder Stadium is going to increase some of our costs. Talk us through that a little bit, CJ, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Beautiful stadium. Obviously adds additional values that we want to protect from large weather events, and so that pushes up our exposures. So if you look at the 6%, and it's not just that one structure, right? We have other autos and other things that roll up to that. But if you were to aggregate the 6%, it's about 3.5% is exposure-based. Sorry, 3.5% is rate-based, and the rest is exposure-based. 2.5% is exposure-based.
Yeah, so what I think I hear him saying is the detail that the building department, construction department can offer to the insurance companies, plus the community's reinvestment in our buildings to maintain and continue to improve, has helped keep our insurance costs suppressed a little bit, not going up, but
Yeah.
not at the rate they could be.
It's a good ROI. I mean, it's a good ROI. They do a phenomenal job, and every department at the district, you could say that about. That all helps us tell your story better.
Thank you. Any questions for CJ or Michelle? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you, CJ and Michelle. Maria,
Yes.
the Parkview replacement, Parkview joint replacement, if you can.
It is recommended that the board approve the letter of agreement with Parkview Health Systems, Inc. for the amended renewal of the joint replacement services, which is anticipated to exceed $150,000 annually. On June 1st, 2023, FWCS and Parkview entered into a direct payment agreement that provides knee and hip orthopedic joint replacement care items and services to Fort Wayne Community Schools employees at a substantial savings to the health plan. The renewal agreement was brought to the board on January 26, 2026, and was approved. Since that time, we have renegotiated the terms, positively impacting the cost to the health plan. Under the amended agreement, Parkview charges a combined case rate of $29,000, which was previously $35,000. That is paid per total hip replacement service, or $42,000, which was previously $55,000 per bilateral knee replacement service. The amended agreement with Parkview locks in our rates for 3 years. If the agreement is renewed, extended, or restated, case rates are subject to increase as determined by Parkview. Funding comes from the FWCS Self-Insured Health Plan, and Michelle Bosworth, Chief Human Resource Officer, is here to answer our questions.
Thank you, Maria. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Tony. Questions for Michelle? Love seeing the rates go down. Is this an employee's out-of-pocket cost or the district's cost and combined, or?
That is the district's cost. And if they go through the program as it is outlined, they have minimal to no cost out of the employee pocket.
And how many in the last 3 years have we had people participating in this?
So January 1 through mid-July of this year, we've had 24 go through the case rate program, which is a saving of about $480,000 to the fund, the plan.
That's great. So all those employees that need new hips and knees, this is your program, huh?
Yes, sir.
Again, another reason to come and work for us.
Or community schools, yep. How long do you have to be employed? Just 90 days or on the health plan, or?
So we have changed our health plan eligibility to eligible day one. So if you are benefits eligible, it's day one.
That's excellent. Do you know of any other districts that offer that in the area? None do, or you don't know?
They don't, none that I am aware of.
Please take that down, sports reporter. Any questions for Michelle? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Julie, could you read our last one?
It's recommended that the board approve the renewal of the Healthcare Blue Book Service Agreement through July 6, 2027. The current value of the contract is $200,000. Healthcare Blue Book Service Agreement became effective July 7, 2023. Healthcare Blue Book is a web-based service that enables users to research specific healthcare procedures to determine the fair price parameter for such procedure in an area and identify a fair price and/or high-quality providers to perform the procedure. Healthcare Blue Book also provides a service, Blue Book RX, which seeks to reduce pharmacy costs. Blue Book RX provides rewards to employees who successfully make medication switches and provide employees pre-funded debit cards. Funding is paid from the Self-Insurance Health Fund, and Michelle Bosworth is still available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Julie. I entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Tony. Questions for Michelle?
Michelle, is this a popular service for our employees?
So it depends. We have a small group of employees that utilize this pretty regularly to look up the services that they are going to have done. And we're trying to advertise it, which is why we've brought this back up in front of the board, because we've had enough people that are starting to utilize the program that hadn't before. So we need more funding to be able to give them their debit reward card.
If you're not satisfied with usage after the end of the school year, will you seek renewal?
We will not.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually look to potentially terminate the program early, and the cost to get out of the contract was not worth the early termination.
And talk about the benefits to our fellow, or the insured that are part of this.
Sure. So if an employee has a procedure that they are going to have, so let's say a colonoscopy, they can go on to Blue Book to look up a high-quality, low-cost provider in the area, and they can pick and choose from those providers where they get their testing done. If they go through one of those identified providers, it's actually a lower cost to our insurance, but then the employee is then rewarded with a debit card through the mail because they were a smart consumer.
Is the value of this information that this is generally not available to the general public? I mean, if I were trying to cost out knee replacement from all of the major providers and I called them up for it, would they provide it to me, or that's not going to happen?
It would be a substantial effort to get all of the things combined. So you might get the cost for the actual procedure itself, but then you have to factor in, are they counting your x-ray? Are they counting your lab work? Is your anesthesiologist in or out of network for the things? That's why this program is important, because it's kind of a one-stop shop for employees to look that information up.
As a person who's been self-employed and self-insured most of my life, I would love to have this opportunity, because I do just that. It's every last cost and everything. I mean, when I had the difference between 2 children and delivering them as a pregnant mother, calling all the hospitals, trying to figure out all that, which one, I had 4 children and went to 3 different hospitals to deliver each of them because I had to do this. So I see this as a tremendous resource for our employees if they would just utilize that a little bit more. It also, I think, would open up their eyes to other entities who are available to do quality, because I know it's rated, right? When you go on there, you rate it, it's rated as a facility, different ratings and different reviews and such too. So I would hope that more people would use it, but I would be looking forward to seeing some data on it.
Yeah, the employees often as consumers take the referral that they're given from their doctor and just blindly accept that as that's where they have to go, and they don't understand that they have choice.
Any other questions for Michelle on this topic? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you, Michelle. Board member comments, Steve.
I had the pleasure of visiting Snyder High School last Monday. I did not wear orange, I did not wear green, and I was with a 1984 graduate of Snyder, Eric Wilson. He lives in Atlanta. I met him when he was on the Atlanta School Board. He's now a senior vice president for CBRE, but this was his first visit back since he graduated, and Chad was our tour guide, and in 75 minutes, we walked a lot. And, I mean, it was good for me, because I really had not had that type of a tour at Snyder, and the work we did a couple of years ago is fabulous. The lecture hall, the game room, the auxiliary gym, although the lights were not working right there, and the stadium, of course. And Eric is very interested in supporting the school. He suggested a fundraiser. I'm not sure if it's the right one, but he's interested in helping Snyder High School in one way or the other. And he knows Vaughn Dunbar, who now lives in Atlanta. So anyway, I'll report back to the superintendent and you as to where we go with that. I also had a chance to talk to Rena Schoen at the foundation, just to let her know that we've got somebody who would really like to help out Snyder. And to Ryan Kazmarski, our director of facilities with Sodexo, I had to point out as we were walking down the hallways, I said, do you see any paper on the floor? Because that's common on occasion. That place was beautiful. So your folks are doing a great job there, Ryan.
Appreciate it.
So it was a good visit. It was a very good visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Maria?
I'd just like to give a shout out to Southside. Was it 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago that there was a football game, and for your admission, you could either pay the $5 to get in, or you could donate bottles of water, any kind of beverages or food items, and then they took those items down to Anderson. So Anderson High School had to cancel coming because they're flooded, and so it was just a really nice gesture, and was really proud of Southside for that feel-good story of the week.
So first day of school, I went to Shawnee with Principal Allison Holland, and she was a busy person because they were doing, grade level meetings, so that was interesting. And they are piloting a new digital pass system, which if done with, fidelity, it would block a student from it would block a teacher. Let's say there were two students that had some sort of confrontation. It would block one student from getting a pass if the other student was already in the hallway, which is kind of interesting. So I think there are 3 middle schools, is that right, that are piloting that, or 2? 2? Okay, all right, whatever. But Shawnee is. So that'll be interesting. And I went to Anthus, and Sandra Adams, we saw, it was, again, orientation for those students, because as juniors, most of them were new to the building, so, they were getting their cosmetology outfits, they had their new outfits on, or their culinary outfits, and some of them were touring the building, some were getting started on classes and stuff, so that was interesting. And then I visited the CAS program, the alternative program, down there in the basement, and ran into a former student, and actually I ran into 3 former students that day. That was kind of interesting. Visited the virtual program, which basically meant talking to the principal, and there were people coming and going with either enrolling a student or one that needed a new charging cords, somebody else, in fact, there were 2 parents that were coming to enroll, and one of them was a former student. And then I went to AMP Lab with Riley Johnson. And I forgot to mention the principals, Cass Anthus, that was Jessica Harris. I think, is this her first year here with Fort Wayne Community Schools? So I was really impressed with her. She is on top of it. I wouldn't want to mess with her. And then Vanessa Wiss is in charge of the virtual program. And at AMP Lab, the most amazing thing to me is how much that program has grown since it was opened. They're sending kids to the Pearl Arts Center for music industry learning. Now they're sending kids the students to is it called the refinery at Electric Works? That's where the robotics arena is, and they're actually employing AMP Lab students to run that robotics thing. Then they have some kind of program with Three Rivers Federal Credit Union, and we have students that are interning there. As an animal lover, I was really happy to hear that now we have students interning at Humane Fort Wayne who might be interested in veterinary technology or being a veterinarian. And the newest one, I think I've mentioned all of them, have I? But the newest one is that Indiana Tech is building a facility out there at Electric Works, and they are going to host advanced manufacturing. So now AMP-Lab students will be able to go there for advanced manufacturing. So I don't know, it's not just that standalone building at AMP-Lab anymore. It's really, really impressive, the opportunities that have been developed for our students. And Riley Johnson says he's working on 6 to 9 other businesses right now for opportunities for our students. Really incredible. So it was a fun day.
Thank you, Julie. Tony?
Yes, so I was across the street from Steve at Lane on the first day of school. First time visiting Lane. I always feel first day is difficult because it's not a typical day, and so I feel like I'm in the way most of the time when I go to this first day of visit. So thank you for putting up with me and allowing me to sit through. I was there during the passing period as well, and so just like the video, you see a lot of people helping students. No one knows where they're going, and so it was a good visit. I did also want to congratulate all the schools who did so well on iRead. I like to see that we are making some improvements, especially in narrowing some gaps between our different ethnic groups. But I would also love to see how that looks on iLearn as well. So, but congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Tony. Jennifer?
I guess people have covered a lot of things, but I guess I'm really, we were at the ribbon cutting for the stadium, for the Snyder Stadium, and being an alumni, very exciting. Along with, you were talking about one of 1984, I did hear that there are going to be 20 plus class of 67, first graduating class of Snyder, 67 alums coming, including, and I don't know if this is 100% true or we'll find out if there's some fact checking, but I hear that the first Snyder football player to catch a touchdown will be in the audience or up in the stands as a fan that night too. So I just think that that's going to be an amazing night of community and people who would not have came to a football game or, so that goes to show, I feel, that the community support that we had for this additional stadium and seeing all these people here. So congratulations to everybody who worked hard to get that together and put on a great event. I keep hearing from everybody, you're going to be there Friday? You're going to be there Friday? I'm like, are you kidding? Yes, I will be there Friday. So shout out to everybody back to school. I was so excited to look through some of our Fort Wayne Community School Facebook pages and see all those kids that are happily off the bus, a few of them with some tears in their eyes, but I'm pretty sure I've spent a couple years in elementaries with the kindergarteners and the parents with the hard, separation of that, but it gets better, and I'm sure they're better this week, so kids adapt quickly, and it looks like everybody's off to a great school year.
Willie?
Yeah, and a couple things first. I'd like to just comment on what Maria said. It was awesome seeing those Southside athletes take lead on that. Big deal. Too many times we see them not getting the credit that they deserve for stepping up in our community and being young leaders. And they didn't have to do that. And so it was good to see. Secondly, I spent some time over at Adams on the first day of school. Adams is where I attended elementary school at, so it was fun going back over there. That place has changed quite a bit over the years. Probably most concerning was we changed the name from Adams Aces to the Jets. What was that all about? I don't know. I was going there expecting to see the Aces cards on the wall in the gymnasium there, and some jet with clouds in there. I had to go report that to my friends and family that we made this change all of a sudden. But nice school, good people, good staff, good faculty, very welcoming. Again, walking around the old school was was nice and refreshing to do. So thanks for having me. Look forward to visiting more schools.
Dr. Daniel?
So again, Krista, thank you for arranging all those and for you as board members to have the opportunity. And I think you mentioned this last time, Noah, that maybe we need to have more of our board meetings in our schools. That'd be pretty neat. And some of our discussion earlier today, how we have our legislators visiting our schools and seeing the, I'll just say that the challenges, but also the wonderful work that's being done and student achievements being accomplished as we look at what's happening with the new budget coming forth. So that's it.
Thank you. I too got to visit some schools, and like Tony, always don't want to be in the way and kind of feel like it sometimes, but the principals are very welcoming. I want to thank Steve for taking one for the team. I think he was the first one on TV at 5 a.m. At Blackhawk on that day. I got the 6 o'clock hit or window and got to see Principal Mers in her first day at Blackhawk and see some of the staff and some of the renovations that got done. I didn't see all, but some of them. Then I went to Northwood and met with Principal Lindsay Baumgartner. They do a great job there. It's kind of interesting watching the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders walk in and say, I have no idea where to go and what to do. And they all have a plan and they have a direction for them, and they do a great job. From there, I went to St. Joe, or Holland Elementary to see Principal Christy Hofner and had a great visit there. Ryan, kudos again to the Sodexo folks there. They were all very appreciative. There was a bucket of water, unfortunately, in a roof, but they had taken care of it. There was a big pile of stuff in the middle of one of the hallways. It was gone that day, and they were so excited and appreciative of the Sodexo team there. So, and I can say I saw that at almost all of our buildings, so that was neat to see it. And they were really appreciative, Principal Hofner pointing that out especially. I also got to visit with Forest Park and Cecily Chandler, and then finally went to Bunch for my first time with Principal Julie Spradling, where I ran into Dr. Daniel, and Kroninger Elementary and Principal Rochelle Miller. And the next day I went to Franke Park because I was on my slate but didn't make it that first day and got to visit with Principal Dee Larkey. So a lot of fun. Did see some tears, as Jennifer said, both with students and parents. I was a drop-off for St. Joe, and they had to say, no, we got your kids from here. And they did a great job with that. So, yeah, as we mentioned, the last couple of meetings have been a big Snyder feel. I promise this probably is the end of it because this Friday is our first home football game. And as Jennifer said, there's been people from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s all the way up to recent graduates reach out. We're all super excited about hosting that first football game. I know Tony's daughter got to participate in the real first live event, and I think they won, as I recall. They did win. You got to let me know because I see multiple games at one location.
Is that flag football?
Yes, they're 3
The ladies flag football team played and won. I think the boys soccer played this last week. I know girls soccer plays tomorrow night, and the football team finally on Friday. So while there's a big Snyder feel, I feel like there's been a lot of great community support, not just from the Snyder community, but throughout the district. And so I want to thank the Fort Wayne community. We did this without raising taxes. I think that's important. I know Southwest Allen County was real proud of their accomplishments when they redid their big remodel without raising taxes. I think that's a kudos to the fiscal and conservancy of Rosie Shipman and her team and us as a board. So while, yeah, it is part of our debt structure, we didn't raise taxes for this. But I think the community support that I've heard from people like Maria, who didn't even go there, and others, I think it's well understood, it's well timed and due. So as a former Snyder football player, I think Willie would attest, we're super excited about Friday night and can't wait. So with that, I want to thank everybody, and I'll entertain a motion to close our meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jen. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Everyone have a good evening.